हरिः कन्ना।
Welcome to the third module of matplot. So here we'll be dealing with images. It's a short and crisp tutorial on plotting images with matplotlib. Let's get into the action. Let's start with commands. First, let's start IPython. It's a most excellent enhancement to the standard Python prompt, and it ties in especially well with matplotlib. So we will use a Jupyter notebook. Let's get into that. I'm gonna save and close this one, and I'll create a new one here. So the name would be images. Yes. So with a Jupyter notebook editor started, we now need to connect with our so with our image. But to do that, if we want to connect with our image, we need to import certain modules and libraries. So but before that, let me say, okay, so now this matplotlib inline, this turns on inline plotting, where a plot graphics will appear in our notebook. This has important implications for interactivity. For inline plotting, commands in cells below the cell that outputs a plot will not affect the plot. For example, to keep it simple, for example, changing the color map is not possible from cells below the cell that creates a plot. However, for other backends such as Qt that open a separate window, cells below those that create the plot will change the plot. It's a live object in memory, but that it's not possible here. So that's why we will be going for the matplotlib inline. So this module or this session will use matplotlib's implicit plotting interface. That's pyplot, you know, explicit, and there are two types of coding styles: explicit, which is object oriented, and implicit, which is pyplot style. So this interface maintains a global state and is very useful for quickly and easily experimenting with various plot settings. The alternative is the explicit, which is more suitable for large application development. For an explanation of the trade-offs between the implicit and explicit interfaces, we have done it. We have seen the differences between these two in our first module of matplotlib. I would urge you to go back and watch and come back here. So now it's time to import the required modules and packages. Let me import first. Import matplotlib dot collection, that's pyplot collection as plt. Next one, import, obviously we require arrays, so import numpy as np. Then we also require from, it's pil, import image, because we will be dealing with images, so that's the reason this image package is very much important. So that's it. The important things has been registered and imported, so whatever is needed. Okay, so now the import has been done. Now let's get started with images.